Your plant is not dying. It is trying to communicate with you, but most people never understand the signals until it is too late. You see yellow leaves, drooping stems, dry tips, and your first instinct is to water more, move it randomly, or even give up. But what if I told you that most dying plants can actually be saved, even when they look completely beyond recovery? In this video, you are going to learn a simple but powerful rescue system that can bring almost any plant back to life. And there is one step in this process where most people make a critical mistake that actually kills the plant faster instead of saving it. By the end of this guide, you will know how to correctly diagnose your plant, how to fix the real problem instead of guessing, and how to put your plant into a recovery mode that encourages new healthy growth. This is not about quick hacks. This is about understanding how plants actually survive and heal. Step number 1 is diagnosis, and this is where everything begins. Before you touch your plant, before you water it, before you move it anywhere, you need to stop and observe. Every plant gives clear warning signs, but most people misread them. Yellow leaves do not always mean your plant needs water. In many cases, it actually means you have already overwatered it. Dry and crispy leaves might look like a lack of water, but sometimes it is caused by too much direct sunlight burning the plant. Drooping leaves confuse people the most because they assume it is always thirst, when in reality it can be root damage. The biggest mistake people make is treating symptoms instead of understanding the cause. If you skip this step, nothing else you do will work. Step number 2 is checking the roots, because the real story is always happening underground. Gently remove your plant from its pot and take a close look at the roots. Healthy roots are firm and white or light in color. If you see brown, mushy, or foul-smelling roots, that is root rot, and this is one of the most common reasons plants die. On the other hand, if the roots look dry, thin, and brittle, your plant has been underwatered for too long. This step might feel uncomfortable, but it is the most important truth check. You cannot fix a dying plant if you do not understand what is happening below the surface. Step number 3 is the emergency rescue method, and this is where real recovery begins. If your plant is overwatered, you need to remove it from the wet soil immediately. Shake off the excess soil and trim away any rotten roots using clean scissors. After that, repot the plant in fresh, well-draining soil. If your plant is underwatered, do not just pour water from the top. Instead, place the pot in a container of water and let the roots absorb moisture slowly from the bottom. This method rehydrates the plant more effectively and prevents shock. If you are dealing with root rot, you must be aggressive. Cut off all damaged roots and, if possible, apply a natural antifungal like cinnamon before repotting. This step alone can completely change the outcome for your plant. Step number 4 is resetting the light conditions, which is often the silent killer behind plant decline. Many plants suffer not because of water, but because they are placed in the wrong lighting environment. Too much direct sunlight can scorch the leaves and weaken the plant, while too little light can slow down growth and cause the plant to gradually die. During recovery, the safest and most effective environment is bright, indirect light. This allows the plant to rebuild its energy without additional stress. Think of this as giving your plant a stable environment to heal instead of forcing it to survive extreme conditions. Step number 5 is activating recovery mode, and this is where patience becomes critical. Once you have corrected the roots and adjusted the light, you need to stop interfering too much. Do not fertilize the plant immediately, because fertilizers can stress already damaged roots. Allow at least 2 weeks before feeding. Water only when the soil is partially dry, not constantly wet. If possible, increase humidity around the plant, especially for indoor varieties. This stage is not about rapid growth. It is about stabilization and healing. Many people lose their plants at this stage because they try to rush the process. Step number 6 is the shock recovery technique, which may feel risky but can be extremely effective. If your plant has a lot of damaged or dying leaves, trim back around 30 to 40% of the worst parts. This reduces the plant's energy loss and forces it to redirect its resources toward new, healthy growth. It may not look good immediately, but this controlled pruning often triggers a strong comeback. The bigger picture is simple but powerful. Plants do not die randomly. They decline because of small, repeated mistakes that slowly weaken them over time. The moment you learn how to read their signals and respond correctly, you gain the ability to save not just one plant, but almost every plant you own. What looks like the end is often just a stage before recovery. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more plant rescue techniques. And if you want to see a complete real-life revival of a plant that looks completely dead, comment the word rescue, and I will create a step-by-step transformation video for you.